Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It's lovely to see you all again, as always. So guys, we've had another bout of mindless violence in this country, yet again. This time in Sadiq Khan's safe rainbow unicorn utopia, that is London. Now this incident took place yesterday afternoon in Leicester Square in broad daylight, where a man, a nondescript man, just man, a male, because that's the only information as a concerned society we are deemed worthy of knowing by the Met Police, just man, proceeded to attack a 34-year-old woman and her 11-year-old daughter in broad daylight in Leicester Square. Now I've seen one or two eyewitness accounts to this incident on social media, and one or two have stipulated that this man got this young girl in a headlock and proceeded to attack her with a bladed implement, along with her mother, of course. And the Met Police have come out and they are not treating it as terror related. I cannot remember an incident where it was treated as terror related. Can you? It's always the mental health card every single bloody time. I don't even know what constitutes a terror related incident anymore. I think Lee Rigby, when he was killed, I think that was terror related, but how could it not be when the killers of him were on camera saying it was a terrorist attack? Can't really escape it that time. But other than that, I cannot remember an instance such as this where it wasn't terror related. We've had many of them. Some of them are horrible, horrific, stabbings and God knows what else. Not terror related, mental health. Absolute joke, if you ask me. Don't you think? So anyway, when an incident such as this usually happens, as a community, as a country, we tend to ask ourselves, bloody hell, what if this happens again? But I think that's been turned completely on its head, especially recently. It's not a case of if this ever happens again, it's a case of when this ever happens again. These incidents are coming thick and fast. You don't have time to wipe your ass before someone else is being butchered or beaten up or brutalised in the middle of the street. No one is safe in this country, on our streets, anymore. No matter what bullshit Keir Starmer tries to pour down your throat, or Sadiq Khan tries to tell you how safe and wonderful and welcoming and diverse London is, none of it is safe. I'm not safe on the streets. You're not safe on the streets. Your neighbours, your family, your community, no one is safe. Everyone has got a target on the back. You're walking down the street, you're keeping an eye over your shoulder, you're keeping an eye on who walks past you or who's walking behind you. It's so tiresome, don't you think? You should be able to walk out of your own front door and feel relatively safe, not completely unsafe. If you cast your minds back about 60, 70, 80 years, people in this country never used to lock their front doors. They used to go to the shops and get groceries in and leave the front door unlocked. Some people used to leave their babies in prams outside their homes. No one would touch it, no one would try and abuse it, no one would try and steal it. Someone may stop by and smile at it and say hello and maybe rattle in front of it or something, I don't know. But that was it. There was a massive sense of trust. There was a massive sense of community and togetherness, and the whole love thy neighbour thing was really a stalwart thing for British households and British streets. That recently has been absolutely decimated over the last 30, 40 years. No one, and I mean no one, knows every single family in their street anymore. I know my neighbours, my immediate neighbours, that side, and the next door but one. That's it. I don't know anyone else on my street. It's gone. It's finished. What a wonderful time that must have been to be alive, to be able to walk out of your own front door and leave it wide open, and to come back and your house is still intact, your children are still safe, all your property is still there. Lovely. Now I'm not saying there was never murderers or burglars in them sort of times, but the trust was there, the sense of community was there. If someone saw someone stealing something out of your house, you can make damn sure that they would stop them because they're your neighbours. They have your trust. They're friends, close, real friends. Not anymore. It's completely gone. Anyway, I digress. I do apologise, guys. Back to the subject at hand. This attack in Leicester Square. Of course, there was a... I've got to be careful how I phrase this. There was a security guard working in a tea shop, basically, that apparently stopped this attacker in his tracks. Apparently he saw the young 11-year-old getting attacked with a bladed weapon. He rushed over, got him to the ground, kicked the knife out of his hand, and everybody piled on him until the police came. Now, if this did indeed happen, and this man did what he said did, my every commendation to the man. He has my utmost respect. But I've got to be cynical, guys. It all seems a bit too perfect for me. If you take into consideration the friction between Muslim communities and the white working class recently, it's a bit too perfect that, of all people, a man called Abdullah manages to save the day and stop some white people getting attacked with a bladed implement. He probably did do what he said, and I'm just doubting everything. But I think that's the world we live in, you see. We are now in a world where we have to question everything. We have to doubt everything, especially what we see on the mainstream media. And I think that rubs off on everything that happens. Doesn't matter if it's on social media or the mainstream media. You put doubt into it. You have to question everything. And I think that's what's happened to me. This guy probably was a hero, and yeah, c'est la vie, brilliant. He did well. He got my utmost respect, like I say. But it just seems a bit too perfect. Like a single piece of a puzzle being found and placed in the middle, just to finish it off. Because it puts a wedge between the friction of Muslim communities and the white working class. The lefties, the Muslim communities have got a case of whataboutery now, all about it. Oh, what about that guy who saved them people from being stabbed? I don't know, it just seems, yeah, like I say, it just seems a bit too convenient for me. Like I say, I'm probably wrong, and it's me just thinking too far into things, but it's worth the question, don't you think, guys? Anyway, it's been 7 minutes. I'm not going to drone on anymore. This nondescript man, I've seen him. He looks Eastern European. I'm not too sure because the police won't release his name. He's just Mr. Man at the minute. I wish the two victims a speedy recovery. I hope they get back on their feet very, very soon. And yeah. Let's just wait until something else happens and I have to come in here and jabber on to you guys about it yet again. God knows what's going to be next. We shall see. Anyway, guys, that's me lot. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.